presence, and he gathers all the people there, and he says, we're going to fix this city up. God is with us. God has given me favor. I have the king's authority. Let's rebuild the wall. And the people start rejoicing. And look at chapter 3. I would entitle chapter 3, Who's Next to You? Because he says, hey, your family's going to take this section, and who's next to you? They're going to fix this section. Who's next to you? They're going to take this section. And who's next to you? They're going to take this section. Until every family had their section of the wall, and they all began working on it. And within just a few weeks, the whole wall was rebuilt. It's a great story of rebuilding. And if you want to rebuild your life, you first have to look at the rubble. If you want that beautiful work of art on the wall, you first have to realize there might be a pile of garbage right here. We have to count what our life has. Look at Luke chapter 14. What kind of builder doesn't count how many materials they have? What kind of king doesn't count how many soldiers they have before they go to war? Make a searching and a fearless inventory of yourself. Know the why. Know who can help. And know what you have to work with. Will you pray a dangerous prayer today? Say, God, will you help me inspect myself? I love how it's worded in Proverbs chapter 20, verse 27. It says, the Lord lights a candle inside every man's soul. He knows who you really are. If somebody said, who are you? I might say, I'm Andrew Wallace Bradford. And I could write my name on a piece of paper, and they could take those letters and say, oh, I didn't know you were a bunch of letters on a piece of paper. No, that's not who I am. Well, who are you? I'm 6'2", 227 ready pounds. Well, what if I lost both my arms? I'm not 227 pounds. These pythons, they weigh a lot of pounds. What if I lost my legs? I'm not 6'2" anymore. Am I still me? How many body parts can I lose and still be myself? What is it to be? As a man thinks in his heart, so is the man. There's a part of you that's not this physical case. From the ground we came, into the ground we go. But from the Spirit of God, this imagination, this passion, this fire inside of me came. When you hear that voice in your head, you're the one it's talking to. Let me say it again. When you hear that voice in your head, you're not that voice, you're the one the voice is talking to. That being inside of you. We will be accountable to God for all the sins that we commit in our bodies. I'm not my car, but I'm inside the car when I'm driving the car. Do you understand? I am this body, but I'm more than this body. If I were to ask you, who are you? That might be a very difficult question. Maybe the best answer is me. I am me. What is this, group? Nevertheless, you have to find out who you really are. You have to search inside yourself and see, why do I love these things? Why do I hate these things? In Psalm 139 it says, search in me, O God, that I might know my heart. Test me, that I might serve you. In Isaiah 29 it says it like this, that the wayward spirit, Lord, that you would give me understanding. Today will you say, Lord, I'm asking to know myself. Lord, I'm willing to face my dysfunctions, my sins, the evil that's within, and I don't expect to see a bed of roses. Lord, I expect to see a pile of garbage. Why should we do this? That's a fair question, isn't it? It's going to be hard. It's going to be a can of worms to look inside yourself. Why should we take an inventory? Why does Nehemiah come and walk among the rubble? He's got to see that mess for himself. In the book of Judges, Gideon is called by the Lord to lead the army. And then he asks that great question, why has all this happened? You ever hear that old story of Henry Ford when the whole factory wasn't working and they couldn't crank out cars? They got their best minds on it. They couldn't fix it. A couple of days went by. He was losing money by the hour. And finally, he went to the town's wisest man. There was a genius in town named Charles Steinbrenner. And he said, Charles, will you come? I hear you're the wisest man in the whole state. Can you figure this out? I can't get the power back on. There's something wrong with one of the generators. And for 2.5 days, Charles looked around. He tinkered with some things and he figured it out. He said, hey guys, go to that generator, open it up, and there's going to be 16 coils. Go to the 8th coil, replace that one, and everything's going to turn right back on. He took out a piece of chalk and he wrote next on that generator. He said, it's right in there. And so they opened it up. They went to that coil, they pulled it out, they replaced it, and everything turned right back on. Henry Ford was so thankful. Man, thank you, Charles, thank you. He goes, I'll send you a bill for the work. He sent him a bill for $10,000. That would be millions in our day. And Ford said, how dare you send me I saw how you work. You walked around for 2 days and you drew an X. He goes, I'll give you an itemized bill then. And so Charles gave him a bill that said, marking an X with chalk, $1. Knowing where to mark the X with chalk, 9,999. You better figure out why you are the way you are.